Hey, sports bettors. Happy Wednesday, March 27th. My name is Boyd. I teach beginner and struggling sports bettors how to use data-driven analytics like OddsJam, data-driven tools that help you find positive expected value bets to profit over and over again in all the different markets, all the different sports, all the different seasons. So if you're using OddsJam or have not used OddsJam, this is the place for you to, get some education, get some insights on how to use the tool in different ways, and definitely find different opportunities in markets to profit over and over again. So we go through some concepts, some heuristics, and some teachings, and also give you some selections and some picks, and explain why we're doing certain things and why we're doing certain picks at certain times. So that's what the channel is all about. If you like this kind of content, make sure you join the channel and make sure you share with anybody that might want the same information to help them profit. All right, guys, got a lot of picks, lots and lots of selections today. Before we get into that, I want to remind you that if you go to boyddavis.com, we've got a very, very in-depth course of advanced sports betting information for all the beginners, everyone just getting started. It's really a huge tutorial that you can take advantage of, as well as the consulting packages. So I do one-on-one consulting to help you really get expedited. We do that in an hour or 2 hour blocks so that you can really hit the ground running and expedite your education in this to really start profiting very, very quickly. Also, you need the tools. You have to have OddsJam in order to get the data, the information to make the decisions in the markets. And so if you don't have that, make sure you use Boyd20, BOYD20. It's going to save you 20% off your first 2 months of all the new packages once you get signed up as a new user. Now, for existing users, if you're struggling and having a hard time getting to where you want to go with the tool, let me know as well. Happy to help you, increase your ROI. And that's what we're here for, is to increase the education and to use the tools and a bet plan and a profit plan consistently to make money. It's there and available for you these days. Maybe not 10, 15, 20 years ago. It is today, so take advantage. All right, guys, let's get some plays for you here. So the first one here is player points with Jaren Jackson over 19.5. Now, the Lakers just played last night into, a double overtime game with the Bucks. Now they have to go to Memphis. So I think I like that situation relative to maybe some tired legs, maybe some tired bodies, and maybe Jaren Jackson having a nice situation on the points. Let's open this up and look at the charts. If you go over to Pinnacle, holy crap, they are 153. So let's take a look at their chart. Their pricing has also gone from, say, minus 116, minus 106 to this level now of support at minus 153. So really, really like that price. You can pick that up at ESPN Bet. You could spread a little bit of it out and sprinkle a little bit at MGM. And I like the fact that BetOnline is now at minus 136. This is a good one. Again, a nice 5.8% market edge currently in this pricing situation. This seems to be a really good one. So market width is a little high, but again, nice bet. Let's go get this. All right, next up and right below that, we see Dennis Schroeder player assists. Actually under 7.5. Let's take a look at the charts here, show you why. This is kind of throwing me off that this highlighted part, the dark green part, is on this side, because usually that's the side you would do the bet. But if you look at BetOnline, they're at minus 168. Holy mother of God, that's high. Go get this right now at Bet365 before they change their price. Minus 120 is where they're at. You got Pinnacle here at minus 154. The charts are also showing great direction, great momentum, minus 126 down to 154. This is a no-brainer. I just placed this actually at minus 120 at 365. Hope they didn't take it off the board, because that's a good one. If you miss out a little bit there, you got a tiny bit of value left at maybe like a 125 at MGM. Again, another public book. This is a good one. This is a doozy. 2 for 2 hopefully here. All right, just rolling on down the line here. Here we have a 3.32% edge. Player rebounds on Isaiah Hartenstein. Actually going to be under minus 125 at 365. Market width to 34. Not too bad there. What we like here, of course, as always, I like this price. Look at my BetOnline, minus 168. Open up their chart. You can see they took a cliff dive from the 132 down. Love that momentum. Love that timing. So that was about 2 hours ago, so that would have been about 5 a.m. That would have been about 7 a.m. Eastern time. So I like the fact there's probably some sharp people on the East Coast getting up to set this market and set this tone. And I'll take it. I'm here in Denver, so we're seeing the prices here at about 7 a.m. Mountain time. Pinnacle minus 142. Again, I just believe that 365 is asleep here at minus 125. Or maybe, again, they're just not getting the action. As a backup, I suppose you could flip this over to a little bit of MGM again, maybe a tiny bit of Caesars. Of course, DraftKings minus 130, that's not too bad. But again, trying to squeeze every nickel you can out and take that best price. Again, this minus 122 price is at one of the DFS parlay sites. That doesn't really count. I wish we could extract some of the sites you don't use, like this crap here. I'm limited at Tipico. You extract some of these out on this particular page, but you can't. So there's the play under 10.5 rebounds, Isaiah with the Raptors Knicks game. Let's break this next one down. This is the Blazers Hawks 3.03% edge. Player rebounds here with Dejounte Murray. What I lean to here is the under, and I like to play unders at DraftKings. They're at plus 105. They typically are greedy, and so they're going to juice up their favorites, and typically they're anticipating overs. Deontay's kind of a more of a popular player, I guess you could say, a little bit, but the charts for Bet Online go the opposite direction. So they're going from minus 136 down 10 cents the other direction. So that tells me this is not the correct side. Also, Pinnacle, minus 110. They're going the other direction. They went from minus 136 down to minus 111. That's 20 cents, right? So they're going this direction, trying to attract money on this side, which tells you that this is the better side. This is the side to bet. They even have a minus 104 at Bet Online. They got some momentum going here from the plus 105. Again, down about 9-10 cents. So that tells me that that's the direction. This is the correct, ideally, in theory, according to how this top-down works, is the better side. This is the best price. This is where you should go place that bet, is at plus 105. Now, it's a bit of a coin toss. I will say I wouldn't go crazy on this one. If you would throw something in here, you might drop your bet size a tiny bit. But that's what I'm going to go with. This under 5.5 at DraftKings, under rebounds. All right, next up we have the Lakers-Grizzlies game. I mentioned, Lakers last night played in a double overtime game. They're going to Memphis, traveling. Typically a game they might mail it in, even though the Grizzlies are pretty bad. This total has changed, and it was under 222. The pricing has already dropped and changed. So this may be one that you can just look at and monitor to see the direction. But if there was still this available at Bet Rivers or one of the Canby books, I would go take that. You can see the direction here at Pinnacle has dropped minus 119. They had a low of down 10 cents down to minus 129. Bit of a tiny bit of rebounds, 5-6 cents. That's I don't know, not what I like to see as far as that bounce, that rebound. I'm going to show you the odds screen though to show you what that looks like. So here at the odds screen of this Memphis Grizzlies Lakers game, under 221.5 at bookmakers, the best price. Currently Pinnacle is at 221. You can see they're dropping. So the reason why I know this is dropping is they were under 221, minus 110. 13 seconds ago. Now they're minus 113. So that price is dropping. Therefore, the line's going to drop. If you can get this at 221.5, no vig. No vig is a betting exchange here in Colorado. That would be a good price. You can see how it's already a point different than even MGM. So this thing has been dropping. I would expect an underplay tonight in this Lakers-Grizzlies game. Seems like missing some of the value, but if it's not too late to jump in, that would be the time to do it. Maybe at under 221. Here, lowest vig at FanDuel, that might be the play. That's what I would be looking at right now. So is this going to be interesting? Again, kind of a learning experience, learning opportunity to see what you might do in this situation or make a decision whether you play it or not. But I feel that, basically the market's going this direction. You can see down here in the price point as they opened it up. Nothing, this is actually not showing as much as the bookmaker line dropping. But I have a feeling this is only going to drop further and further throughout the day. Possibly by tip-off, you might see this around 218, 217, 219 possibly. Anyway, something to keep your eye on, something kind of interesting. But this is really showing the activity here in the pricing of how this market is changing constantly and how it's hammering itself out. See here the same thing in the Nuggets Suns game. Some of the pricing is changing, going towards the under as well. So maybe this under at no vig 227.5 might not be a bad play at that particular time because everything else is 226. So this 227 started standing out. Another underplay of the Suns Nuggets game. I'd love to go to that game. I'm a huge Suns fan, of course, Nuggets fan too, being a home guy. But anyway, couple of unders there to keep your eye on, and you can see the pricing happening right in front of your eyes. All right, next up for you, 2.83% market edge, player assist, Jordan Poole under. Really picking on Bet365 a lot lately. Now, what you can do is if you max out your Bet365 account, you can apply this towards this concept of this is the winning side. You can apply it towards another ESPN or a DraftKings or MGM or whoever else you can pick on, knowing that ideally this is the correct side, the right side. Interesting, they've already switched the price. So it's moved that quickly. They know they're going to get pounded on and picked on. But this Jordan Poole under 5.5 assists in the Wizards game tonight is to me the bet to go to. You can place it over at Fanatics, but you can see the minus 144 at Bet Online. Their drop here in price is significant when they first opened up, down to 30 cents, minus 114 down to minus 144. I really like that a lot. Pinnacle, not as much. I mean, so it's that's why I always kind of lean towards Bet Online mostly, but kind of interesting how they haven't changed as much, but it's still going the right direction. And I would hedge on the player prop bets to these guys. So that's why we'll be putting a play in here on Jordan Poole under 5.5 assists. As you guys can tell, there's so many picks and so many selections in this market. I mean, there's so much to go through. I mean, again, this is just a handful of what I'll be doing through the course of the day. So get the tool, get OddsJam, get yourself set up. You need the tool to make these choices and decisions in the markets throughout the course of the day, throughout whenever you have time available to do this. And so if you don't have the tool, it's really tough to do. So again, make sure you get yourself set up using promo code to help you out to save 20%. Have the links and stuff for you, and again, contact me once you get set up. Next play, Thompson under 25.5 PRA, points, rebounds, and assists. What I like about this is you can see Pinnacle, again, minus 140. They got a nice cliff dive here from minus 117 down to the 140. That happened 2 hours ago. Again, sharp guys getting up on the East Coast, driving that price down. Bet Online, not as much, which, again, I lean towards them with but they are going the direction we want, so that's encouraging. I'm going to put a play here. You could do this at ESPN Bet. You could do it at DraftKings. Again, another concept, another philosophy is I like to play unders at DraftKings because they're such a heavily public book. So if I can play unders, that's always kind of a good thing, getting the best price there. And I've been beating the crap out of these guys, so I think I'm going to spread it out a little bit and try to, massage a little bit over here and a little bit over here because I try not to get limited with them, and these guys will limit you pretty quickly too. So you really have to kind of spread it out and diversify your portfolio so you can, if you want to get a certain amount down, you're sometimes better off to spread that out so you can stay under the radar. Now, again, what I'm doing here, guys, is I'm searching through. I'm trying to keep away from situations like this where you have two sort of public books going up against each other. I'm trying to pit an odds making book like Pinnacle, like Bet Online, like Bookmaker, things like that against a public book. So here's another scenario again where this is a good matchup that I like. The market width is okay. It's a player prop, no big deal. But I like the fact that I'm going to see an odds making book like Pinnacle go up against the public books with a 2.15% edge. Let's open this up. Again, player points, rebounds, and assists. And it's going to load up here. I don't like the fact this is still, I like to see a little bit of an edge here. Pinnacle's got the edge here in this price. It's minus 134. I like this, but I don't hold as much value if it was flip-flop with Bet Online. This is just me, okay? This is just how I'm shopping. This is just what I look for. I like the fact that Pinnacle's, had a cliff dive here from minus 112 down to the minus 134. That's encouraging. I like that. I think I'm going to maybe wait on and come back to this a little bit later is to see if Bet Online's had the same movement in the market with the pricing. And if they've mirrored what Pinnacle does, then I'll go ahead and jump on this. So I'm going to keep my eye on this one. But again, this is more information and more reasons why you need to have the tools to make the decisions for yourself at different times of the day, when you have different times when you're going through all these. So this is how you assess it. And this is how you hunt. You're looking for public sports books against market-making sports books. You're opening up these markets and you're taking a look at the pricing, the direction, and you're seeing if it makes sense. Now, one thing you can also do is pop over to like a props cash type site, and you can plug in and get different quick, information on players and see their estimates and kind of how they do against that particular style of defense, their last 5, their last 10, and see if there's any other data that will help you sort of make a decision on pulling the trigger or leaving it alone. So these are all decisions you have to make as you go through the process. All right, guys, there's the picks, there's the tutorials, there's the teachings, all the information, all the tools. And again, make sure you join the channel if you haven't done so already. Also, any feedback you want to leave down below, love to hear from you and kind of hear where your journey's at in the sports betting world, what state you're located in, kind of some of the tools you're using. And again, any feedback you may have. So appreciate the time. Thanks for stopping by. Let's go make some mathematical money.